Okay, let's do a program for the Fibonacci series. And I will call it fibcw2.py. So let's define a function main, which is going to produce the nth term n provided by the user of the Fibonacci series. And the Fibonacci series is this. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, dot, dot, dot. So starting with 1, 1, the next term is the sum of the two previous terms. So 2 is the sum of 1 and 1, 3 is the sum of 1 and 2, 5 is the sum of 2 and 3, etc. And so I'm going to use A to get things rolling. I'm going to use A equals 1 and B equals 1 as the first two terms, and then I'm going to get the term number from the user. That'll be an eval input. What is the term number? And then now I've got two different cases. Either if n equals 1 or n equals 2, then the term is simply going to be equal to 1. So in other words, if the user gives me n equals 1, the term would be 1. If the user gives me n equals 2, the term will be 1. Otherwise, the term number is 3 or bigger. This would be term number 3. This would be term number 4, etc. So my else here, and I'll write myself a little comment, is if n is bigger than or equal to 3. And for that case now I'm going to go into a loop. And I'm going to go into the loop for I in range n minus 2 times. Because the first two terms are taken care of here, and so I want to go through the loop, this loop I'm about to write once if n is equal to 3, twice if n equals 4, and therefore I want this to be n minus 2. So what do I do inside the loop? Well, what I do is I use this multiple assignment statement that Python has to essentially state how I'm going to compute succeeding terms with this statement here. Okay, so this statement says that if I have A and B, that the new A is the old B, and the new B is the old A plus the old B. Okay, that's what I want to do. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set term equals B. And so the B that I compute here is going to be the term. If I finished the loop here, this will be the term I want to print out. And then inside the loop, just to keep track of things, I'm going to print out I plus 3, comma, term. Okay, why I plus 3? Because if I'm printing the third term out, n will be 0 the first time through the loop here, and I want it to print 3 here, and then whatever the term is, which I've used an assignment statement up here to indicate. And so when I'm done with the loop, I want to print something like the n term is term. And I'm going to dedent that so that it's at the after both of these if-elses are executed. So whatever I compute term to be, if term is equal to 1, that would print here if I hit one of these two statements with my first if, or if term is equal to b, if I get to my else statement and I go through this for loop. So that should work. Okay, so let's invoke the program with a main, and I'll dedent that over here like this, and then let me see if I can save it. Like that. Okay. So let's run it and see what happens. What is the term number? Okay, so let's say the term was 7. And so there's the third term is 2, the fourth term is 3, the fifth term is 5, the sixth term is 8, the seventh term is 7. So let's run it again and see if it does the 1 and 2 correctly. Main. So what is the term number 1? The 1th term is 1. It doesn't ever get to the loop if I do that. And then I can do it again, and I can say term number is 2, and so it's working. So at this point, what we could do is we could go back and simply comment out this this one, which we did just to make sure it was working, and it's a good debugging strategy, as I said in class. And now if I run it, let me run it again here. Term number, okay, so let's say the term number is 7. 7th term is 13. And you can see that's correct from up here. Okay, so that's it, and here's the code for Fibonacci.